Hi, I'm James Warren from OA Systems. Today we're going to have a look at how interconnected the Dynamics 365 Customer Engagement product is with the rest of the Office 365 stack, including things like Mail and Power BI, but not limited to that, and how this can be used for you to be able to capture data from other places in the system or to be able to display that information to other people in your organization if they're not Dynamics users. So what we're going to do is dive in here. And as you can see, I've got Dynamics open on the screen, but I've also got a bunch of other tabs open up the top here. Now, hopefully you've checked out our other video about the Dynamics integration to the Outlook app, but very quickly, we're just going to show that again. If you're in the system and you go into an email, you'll see that the icon for Dynamics can come up. You can also keep it there permanently if you'd like to pin it. And the system also warns you that this isn't a contact that's tracked inside your system. So you can go and add it as a contact or a lead. And once you've added that in, that gives you quite a detailed integration through to the rest of the Dynamics forms in the background. Something we work with our clients to configure so that it really fits their end users when they're information workers working out of Outlook. And as you can see, if we go and click on the contact here, you have the ability to go in and see quite a lot of detailed information from inside Dynamics. Once again, we like to clean that up for people so that it's nice, quick, and easy to use. So that's the Outlook app. So if you've ever used Dynamics with SharePoint before, this should be pretty familiar, but for those of you who are not aware, Dynamics has been deeply integrated with SharePoint for quite some time. It gives you the ability that if you're working in any of the forms or entities that you work with, and you attach a document to that record rather than storing it inside the Dynamics database, it will give you the ability to store it in a structured folder format inside your SharePoint instance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to jump into an account, add a document, and once that document's added, we'll jump into SharePoint and show you where that file's kept. So this is essentially, for anyone who works with the concept of iframes, this is essentially similar to having an iframe inside Dynamics that allows you to see into SharePoint. So what I'm going to do is go into my standard Windows File Explorer, and I'll just add this PDF. So as you can see, that PDF is now visible inside Dynamics, but if we go and click on Open Location, you'll see that we're now operating inside SharePoint, which means any members of your team that aren't licensed to be Dynamics users but have a lot of documents that they need to put into SharePoint can continue to do that and be licensed for the SharePoint instance, while the Dynamics users can then open up that area of the system and see any updated documents as they're added, and also be able to access them through their mobile device while they're out on the road. So another area where Dynamics has been working with data for a little while now is in Power BI. And as you can see here, we have two reports in Power BI, one that's around customer service and one that's for sales. I'm going to click on the customer service analytics. And you'll see this is pulling data from our Dynamics instance and gives us the ability to see that information in a range of charts and dashboards, and these are all interconnected. So for example, if I go click on these active cases, it will take me from the dashboard down to the next level, which shows me what that information is made up of, and these charts are interactive. So if I go click on this icon here, you'll see all the other areas of the system reset, and if I click outside, it'll bring that other information back. So if we come in here and we click on that same chart, you can see that that same dashboard is available inside Dynamics. And once again, if we click on it, we have the ability to drill down. And once again, we have that same ability to be able to click on one of the charts and it to reset the rest of the data around the information we have. Very useful for getting much more complex reporting than you're able to do with the standard Dynamics dashboards. as Microsoft keeps adding functionality into the Office 365 platform, really interesting moves are being made with products such as Teams. And there is a lot of feedback from our customers wanting to understand what is the direction of Teams, how is it going to work with Dynamics. And what we're going to do here is show you both in the Teams app, the browser version, and also in Dynamics how that's coming together. So as you can see, if we go and click on an account here, as you look at the navigation bar at the top of the page, you'll see there's this new Collaborate button available. And it also shares the team icon. So if you click on that Collaborate button, what that's going to do is that's going to open up a Teams form. And I'm going to use the web browser. And this gives you the ability to add Teams to the chat or just open the instance for yourself. And I'm just going to open the app here. And you'll see what I've got here is my preview of my dashboard, being able to go into my settings and also be able to do some really interesting things. As you can see, when you come and type the question here, it asks, what can I do? And really the simple and easiest thing to be able to do is to search for an account, a contact, a lead, or those kind of records. And we will put in some sample data that I'm aware of. Teams will go away and poll your dynamic system. And as you can see here, it found more than one thing. And it's asking me which of those I want to have a look at. So I'm going to click on the top one. And you'll see down here, it gives me details of that account. And I can open it in Dynamics, show the contacts, show the opportunities, and I can also have a conversation and invite other members of the team into this conversation to be able to ask questions or provide details about what we're doing in Dynamics. Finally, one of the other really interesting things that Microsoft have provided by having the Office 365 and Dynamics 365 platform sitting on an underlying common structure called the common data model is the ability to be able to build PowerApps. And PowerApps are apps that you can design and be able to pull information from multiple sources, including Dynamics. And this gives you the ability to be able to design something like I've done here, which was an event I was running with Microsoft. And what we wanted was the ability, as people came in, we wanted them to sign in. We wanted that to be captured as a lead into Dynamics. And so what we did is created this front page, which has no real connection to Dynamics at all. And then once they'd clicked on the register for event, we could then fill in those details. And once we'd fill in those details, you could submit that and it would activate a new lead in the system inside Dynamics and also switch the yes, I've agreed to the marketing terms from OA systems. And you have the ability to be able to put in your own backgrounds, your own button designs, all those sorts of details, a real flexibility above and beyond if you just had a lead form inside Dynamics that was sitting open and also removes the risk of anybody being able to see other people who've entered information into the app or similar pieces of feedback we've had from clients. So I do want to show one more thing which shows the range of interconnectedness from inside Dynamics. This is something you should be aware of if you're an existing user of the product, but it's always good to show it off. And that's the ability for Dynamics to work with Excel. Something that we often find there are people who are Excel experts and always want to have their ability to be able to edit and access information from inside Excel. And using Excel templates gives you the ability to export a view like the one I'm looking at here, create a set of reports and charts around that view, and then display them and edit them from inside Dynamics. So as you can see here, inside the opportunities, there's a pre-existing one, which asks us to open an Excel online. And what that's going to do is take all of the items that are in that current view we have and apply them to the charts that have been designed at the top of this Excel import. So thanks very much. It's good to have a look at the interconnectedness between Dynamics 365 and Office 365. There are always more ways to get these tools to work together, and Microsoft are putting things in preview and updating them all the time. We'll keep updating these videos, but if you want any additional information, please reach out and contact me on the details at the end of this video. Thanks.